I can't believe I said it. Yo, they're gonna fuck the shit out of David when he goes to prison. You're gonna fuck the shit out that little, because you know he's like low key gay a little bit. Like he's who he is type shit. But the nigga's hella fruity. They finna rail the shit out of Buddy Boy. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how he said. He's a twink. Rail the fuck out of Buddy. Anyways, his name's gonna be Davida. All right. Should have saved that for the video. Testing 1 2 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally come. Okay, I was a little bit skeptical at first. I was a little skeptical, but it seems as though the District Attorney's Office of Los Angeles is going to charge D4vd, and this motherfucker, this little shit, this little Twinkie boy is about to go to jail for the rest of his fucking life, man. Listen, the LAPD probably just wanted him to enjoy the last couple of months of freedom. You know, go to the beach, go play in the sand a little bit, because you are never going to see the light of day ever again, okay? They have a slew of charges that they are putting up toward David. And the only thing that I can see in this case being a problem is that it seems as though there wasn't any witnesses, and we're just going to have to get a whole bunch of circumstantial evidence while the trial goes forward. That's just my early assumption, but you're going to know why I assume that when the DA's office speaks about this, right? So I want to show you what they had to say on Monday. I told y'all it was Monday or never. And the district's attorney's office came out after the police, in my opinion, pressured them into doing so. And now they're formally charging David. Okay, so I want to show you the original clip with the DA's office. I want to show you the hearing that they had with David behind his attorney, and also all the charges he's facing in depth, okay? I know it's been a minute since we've been on this main channel heavy, but to all my main channel viewers, stay tuned, because this month, the rest of this month and into next month is going to be jam-packed with a whole bunch of information, everything law and crime. So everybody hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? Get your coffee, get your beers, get your ganja. Let's go ahead and check this thing out.
Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke, the musician known as David, spelled D4vd, in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste, a 14-year-old at that.
This is groundbreaking, everybody. The trial is actually, like, the legal process is actually beginning. From Monday, it's finally beginning, right? Because they're actually acknowledging that David murdered her. Before this, it was like, oh, she could have overdosed. Oh, somebody could have just moved the body. It's not that big a deal. You know, it's a misdemeanor to move a dead body. This is the first time that we're seeing the district attorney's office acknowledge that this is a murderer, and we're pursuing these charges behind David. And oh, I pray that he goes to jail for the rest of his life, which, man, listen, I don't see any other outcome, but let's keep it going. There's a lot of revelations we're going to learn in this press conference.
These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation.
What does that tell us? Special circumstances indicate that he killed her for financial gain. What is that telling us? Let's back this up real quick.
The special circumstances being lying in wait.
Lying in wait.
Committing this crime for financial gain.
And a crime for financial gain.
Or murdering a witness in an investigation.
Or murdering a witness in an investigation. What is that telling us? This told us everything we need to know. You can close the video off. You can close off the video after this revelation right here. These are the reasons that David killed this girl. And we were suspecting this. We were speculating this entire time. But now it's an official source telling us, right? He killed her because she was going to be a witness to her own sexual assault. She was going to be a witness to her own situation that she had with David. He killed her for financial gain because that would have ruined his career. You understand what I'm saying? They basically told us the whole situation that took place. We don't know what happened between Celeste and David, but we all know that relationships get a little tumultuous every once in a while, right? Especially if you're dating a 14-year-old. So something happened between the two of them. Celeste Rivas said, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to tell the whole world and ruin your career that you're fucking a 14-year-old. David in response said, no, bitch, fuck you. I'm going to kill you. And that's how we get this entire format, this entire framework, killing her for financial gain. That's the whole story. But let's keep it going. They're going to elaborate a bit further, and we're going to see a bit more clips into the future. Let's check this out.
These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time. Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Berg, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body. Before I get into the description of these charges and their seriousness, I want to look at this as a parent. I am a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back. As we will show in a court of law, and what I also want to make sure about that the understanding of these charges is clear, is my description of these charges is not evidence that we are going to present in court. These charges, in fact, will not be evidence in the court. Evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and
so this is the only section where I believe that there could be an issue between David's freedom and justice being served, right? We all know that David is a fucking weirdo chomo, allegedly, right? We have to throw allegedly into that, but let's just keep it fucking real. Even if he didn't kill her, he likes little girls, allegedly, right? Okay, we all know that David's guilty, but the situation that I'm seeing here, when he goes down this road of this is not evidence of the trial of the case, and we're going to present that later, and we have a lot of witnesses and it seems like there's a lot of circumstantial evidence and not hard evidence. And I don't know what his defense attorney is going to be able to do with that, but let's keep it real. When you give somebody 6 months to figure out how to hide and obscure the truth from killing somebody, you're starting at a major disadvantage. So let's just say this. He's in jail. He's held without bond. That's great. That's good. But don't think, like, in my opinion, I think he's going to go away forever. I hope he goes away forever. But don't think that there's not a small possibility that he can get off. 6 months is a long time. And if he's smart enough and he has enough resources, you can obscure the whole scene enough to get away. But we'll see. Pay attention to what the DA's office says in the next couple of minutes, because it feels like they're going forward with this trial a little soon. Even though it's taken so long, it feels like they're kind of rushing into it just because it's taken so long already. But anyways, let's check this out.
evidence will be the witness testimony, the documents, and different types of admissible testimony that we will admit into court in the prosecution, and if it leads to the eventual trial of Mr. Berg, to convince a jury of 12 people beyond a reasonable doubt that each and every one of these charges is true, as well as the special allegations and circumstances that have been alleged. Now, back to this being a parent's nightmare. On April 23rd, 2025, as been alleged by the complaint, Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time,
14,
went
buddy.
to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood.
Mind you, everybody, everybody, hey, hi. She was 14 years old when she went missing, died, got murdered by D4vd, allegedly, right? He was fucking on this girl when she was 11. So let's do the math. If she was 11, he would be 17. He met her at around 17 years old, an 11-year-old. 18, 19, 20. It's 3 years later. 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? So he's in this relationship with this girl from 11 to 17 to 14 to 20. If you really break that down, you'll understand how fucking nasty that really is on every level. 14 to 20 and 11 to 17. All that shit is like, man. And he's in LA, and he's in the LA prison system. Oh, man. I hope they have a field day with Buddy. I hope they have a field day with Buddy Boy. I hope they treat him the way he was treating her. Ooh, I'm talking split him in half. To all the bubbas out there in prison, out here in LA, if you're watching the YouTube video underneath the cell with the stolen phone that you took out of somebody's asshole, this is me to you. Split them in half. That's what you need to do. That's your duty. That was a joke. I don't wish harm on anybody. But let's keep going.
Wood Hills. She was never heard from again. On September 8th, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, Mr. Miss.
So I was rambling this whole time just to catch you guys up. He's talking about the last day she was seen alive. Celeste, 14 years old, went to David's house in the hills and was never seen again. All right, so just to catch you guys up.
Celeste remains, her dismembered and decomposed remains were found in 2 bags inside of a front trunk of a car registered to Mr. Burke.
A frunk, if you will.
Thereafter began an investigation.
Testing
The
1, 2.
investigation was to determine who killed, who murdered Celeste months and months before. That investigation was carried out in unison and in partnership between the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and the District Attorney's Office. At every point in the investigation, through the arrest and the filing of charges, the LAPD and the District Attorney's Office have worked in lockstep. There's been no disagreements.
And that's another thing that I don't agree with, and I know he's speaking out of his actual anus hole. The DA's office and the police and the coroner's office and everybody, they have not been working in lockstep. And the fact that they had to mention that they were working in lockstep shows that they're trying to, do a little PR move. Mind you, everybody, the police department could give a fuck about Celeste Rivas, right? They could give a fuck about her. Everything's about optics, right? So they're trying, in my opinion, they're trying to pull everything back into place. Like, we've been beefing, we've been arguing. Coroner's office has been fucking up this whole time. Police has been arguing with the DA's office. But you know what? Let's try to get everything back on track since we actually have a possible conviction. And let's go out there in front of the world and act like we're all in unison and we love each other. I guarantee you, everybody, they have not been in lockstep with one another. That's why it took 5, 6, 7 fucking months to get this thing sorted out. But, politics, baby.
Amongst these entities in deciding how to proceed with this case, ultimately leading to these charges today. So what you have as well with these charges is that, again, there are 3 sets of charges that have been brought. The first-degree murder with special circumstances, and again, those special circumstances are lying in wait. That Celeste went to Mr. Burke's home on the night of April 23rd, 2025, as alleged in the complaint, at his invitation, and again, was not heard from again. The second is a special circumstance being that this murder was committed for financial gain. As the evidence will show in court, the financial gain was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening on that particular night. The third charge, in addition to lying in wait and for financial gain, is murdering a witness to an investigation.
And that's the biggest one, baby.
In this particular case, as the evidence will come out in court, the witness to the investigation.
So what this is saying, right? Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. What is that telling us? You know what I mean? Celeste was, it's either one or the other. Celeste was threatening to tell the police, right? Or she already was in contact with the police. Now I want to show you something real quick, and I think this this gives you a little insight into the mind of Celeste Rivas, right? She made a comment one time while they were on the live stream, and I think they were already having some turmoil in the relationship from this live stream. Celeste always had this as a backup plan. Oh, if you do me wrong or if something happens, I'm just going to tell the world and ruin your life. Let me show you this clip real quick.
It's controversial of raping kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything.
So we've already seen where Celeste Rivas's mind was. She was aware enough to spot the fact that what she was doing is wrong and what he's doing. Mainly, not even what you're doing. You're a little girl. You're 14. You're 14. Whatever you're doing is whatever you're doing. She had enough awareness to realize what he was doing was wrong. She had enough awareness to realize that this is statutory R word. This is sexual, all the things in the world. So we already knew that this girl was aware enough to hit the red nuclear button, right? And David was not going to allow her to have that happen. That's why he killed her. And this has been an assumption for months now. And now we have the DA's office actually confirming that. But anyways, let's move forward. This was about 20 hours ago. We see D4vd himself in jail behind Mama defense attorney. And boy, man, listen, boys and girls, life ain't going to be too good for David. It ain't going to be too good for David after this shit. Let's check this thing out real fast.
We believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd as a 3 of 10, Your Honor, as did the robbery homicide unit to the press. So we would again reiterate, we believe that Mr. Burke is entitled to discovery. We have served the people with notice. They have 15 days to produce discovery in this case. We would ask that they do that in conscientious earnestness and as quickly as possible.
So that's his attorney. You know, bro got money, man. And it's like, you know, it hurts my heart. Not really, though. But hold on, I dropped something. It's kind of like you ruined your whole career, gang, because you wanted to fuck on somebody who you weren't supposed to be fucking on. Like, that's so stupid. Are you that fucked up in the brain that you had to fuck on somebody that age? It don't make sense to me. You were making millions of dollars. Whoa. Millions. You are living the life of the 1%er, gang. The 2%er, the 4%. You know what I mean? Like, people don't make millions. Let's keep it real. People don't make millions, motherfucker. They don't. They struggle and then they die. That's usually what happens. You were lucky enough to make millions, and you decide to go fuck on I don't get it, bro. Sometimes I just don't understand life, and that's okay. And that's okay. I don't get it, and I don't think anybody else will. Some people are just sick in the fucking head. But anyways, I want to show you the actual charges real fast, real quick, real fast. Check this out, everybody. But anyways, they show his case number. They show the defendant ID. And what's funny is his case number and his defendant ID. You know, all this shit, he's going to get a new social security number real soon. He's going to be inmate number 14793. And that's going to be his social security for the rest of his life. So this is kind of just like a little foreshadowing, you know? Poor guy. He's no longer going to be David Burke. He's going to be inmate number 14793. But anyways, these are all the charges he got. He got 7 of these bad boys. 7. He was racking these bitches up. Check this out. Continuous sexual abuse of a blank. 1 charge. Murder. Next charge. Murder for financial gain. Murder to prevent testimony. So we knew Celeste was going to say something. This is a guarantee. She was going to say something, right? Murder to prevent testimony. Murder by lying in wait. He was waiting for her. He captured her. He told her to come. She expected one thing and he gave her another. Lying in wait. Use of a deadly weapon. Grave remains. And I think that's tampering with a dead body and what's not. And what's not. Listen, bro, David's going to jail for a very long time. If you thought he wasn't, you thought he was innocent, these charges should convince you otherwise. But listen, there's a minute chance that David gets away with all of this if the evidence that they present in court is not strong enough, for lack of better words. If the evidence that they show in court is not compelling enough and they don't have enough eyewitnesses or statements, there is a possibility that David could go free. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think he's going to go free, or do you think he's absolutely cooked, fried, well done? You guys let me know in the comments what y'all think. But until then, folks, stay inside, stay safe. I love you guys, man. We're going to go crazy on this main channel real soon. So stay tuned. I'm out. Peace.